Today I'm your host, Paintalks. I'm joined with the man himself. You know what I mean? Big journey, big story. Obviously introduce. I'm not going to say your name, but just...
Lexus Beeden. Pleasure to be here, man.
Of course, my brother, man. And obviously you got quite the story, you know, in terms of just... Let's call it fitness. You know, because it's not really heavily on the gym side, is it? Or do you go gym?
Here and there, more time at football.
Yeah.
In my personal time, not as much, but I do here and there.
You do that, yeah? Obviously, just give us a bit of your background around fitness, like what you do, and just let the guys know.
So obviously I play football.
Yeah.
Currently playing at Step 2.
Yeah. And for the guys that don't know what Step 2, Step 1 is, just give them a little something.
National League stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a good level, obviously.
We just like to kick off again with just where it all began for you, especially with football. Mm-hmm. When you start playing, when you start taking it seriously as well, I guess, too, and just everything that's just sort of led up to this point. Just try and condense it as best as possible, but still give people what they want to hear. You know, they want to hear a story.
It's been a journey, man. I think as a kid, naturally, growing up where we grew up, you just do one thing because everyone else is doing it, to be honest. Yeah. Obviously, my thing was football. Everyone just used to play football. My friends used to play football. So I just played football. I didn't really think about being a footballer or necessarily having a career.
Yeah.
It was just something that I was doing because everyone else was doing.
Of course.
Teenage years, playing for the school team, stuff like that. Had a few opportunities here and there, but even then I wasn't serious. So I remember when I was 15, I had a try at Millwall.
Nice.
I went there in trainers.
Mad.
Because I never really used to wear boots and stuff. So when they asked me, where's your boots? I was like, I don't wear boots. So this is my understanding of football. I've just grown up playing in the ends with the man them.
Yeah, no one's really giving you that guidance.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm going on a trial at an academy and it's like, I don't even know what's going on for. I'm just thinking I'd rather play with the man them right now.
Yeah.
So obviously I've gone there. Then I had the opportunity at Wimbledon, same sort of thing. Got a game on grass against Colchester, wearing trainers. Like, where's your boots?
Do they give you boots?
They can, but obviously it's academy days, isn't it? And this is before. It's not like there wasn't as much exposure as now. There wasn't as much accessibility as now. Of
course.
Obviously, I'm not crazy old, but
yeah.
Obviously those times it wasn't as open.
Yeah.
So, I think it just went down to mentality. So they kind of just said, go back to where you came from, come back when you're serious kind of thing. But I didn't even know I wanted to be serious. So then when did it start properly? I'd say 17, 18. So that period where you go to uni, I was going to go to Northampton.
Oh, nice.
So I applied, got an unconditional offer.
Tough.
And I had someone that was looking after me at the time in terms of just making sure I don't do the wrong stuff, things like that. And he was like, you're very talented at football. Take it seriously and see where it takes you.
Yeah.
So from there, I said to my mum, let me take a gap year and let me try this football stuff. Nice. If it works, great. If not, I'll just go to uni. So then when I was 18, signed for 2 in the Mitcham, Step 4.
Nice.
Literally just playing in it. My first season of men's football, had a good year, had a lot of ups and downs, and then had a load of professional clubs that wanted me at the time.
Just not to divert you away, what was the ups and downs?
I think just navigating life, innit? This is my first year playing men's football. It's my first year playing football to actually want to play football.
And this is when you were 18?
Yeah, so it's like I was doing an apprenticeship at the time with the person that was mentoring me.
Nice.
Very good person. And obviously in that season, I got injured.
Yeah.
And it's a funny story because I wasn't injured for as long as I thought I was. So I thought I was still injured, but I was out for 4 months.
Wow.
When really and truly, I probably should have been out for maybe 6 weeks. But again, I didn't have the understanding. I didn't have the knowing. I just was told I was injured. This is how long I'm going to be out for. Just went with it. And in that sort of period was all my friends in the team were starting to go to clubs. Okay. So my friend would go on trial to Middlesbrough, for instance. My other friend would go on trial to Charlton, for instance. And they're getting in. So I'm sitting there thinking, bruv, I've just taken a year out. I'm missing 4 months of it. I'm done. So then I've come back in about February, played, finished the season. Then that's when I heard that a load of professional clubs wanted me.
Yeah.
And obviously I went on trial to Reading. I went on trial for 2 weeks. And it was mad because even at the time, the head of recruitment was coming to our training sessions.
Yeah.
So imagine he's coming from Reading to watch me train at 2 in the Mitcham on a Thursday evening, a Tuesday evening.
It's a trip as well.
Do you know what I mean? So he's calling me to the side, talking to me, and I'm thinking, who's this brother talking to me? Like, little did I know. So obviously I've gone on trial, come back, then I'm still hearing about other clubs. And then I remember when I found out, so this is when I signed my first professional contract.
Okay.
So I came back, and then part of the deal was that you play a friendly against them.
Okay.
So it was the same as my friend. So my friend signed for Charlton, so we had a friendly against Charlton.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
who was this that you signed for?
Reading.
Reading.
So obviously, when the game against Charlton was taking place, I've come with my kit and stuff, expecting to play, and then my manager's gone, "You're not playing today. You can't play."
Wow.
So my head's gone. So I'm like, "Why?" Like, he's not saying anything. So obviously, I've gone in the crowd. I'm with the man, them chilling, watching the game, but I want to be playing, innit? You know what I mean? Then I remember towards the end of the game, one interviewer came to me and he was like, "Oh, can I interview you quickly?" And I was like, "Okay." So I'm standing there, everyone starts snapping me and stuff, but I'm confused because I'm thinking, bro, I didn't even play today. Why are you asking for an interview? Then the first question he says to me is, "Oh, hi Lexus, how does it feel knowing that you're signing your first professional contract at Reading tomorrow?" And that's how I found out. So I'm standing there in front of everyone, like just snapping me. Obviously, my manager's come over. He's standing on the side. He's waiting for me, and I'm just standing there. I'm thinking, what? So he's the one that's dropped the news to me. So obviously, like at this point, I'm smiling and I'm gassed. I'm like, raw, like, you know what I mean? Then when the interview finished, he came over and he was like, "Yeah, that's why you could have played."
Damn.
So then,
What was that feeling like?
unreal.
Yeah.
Because obviously, growing up, like playing football is something that is very unlikely.
Yeah. But we all glorify it though.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you grow up watching football, you grow up having your favourite player, you grow up, and it's like, for me, because I grew up not necessarily wanting to be a footballer and starting what would be deemed as late, and still being able to fit into that percentage, like that will stay with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, regardless of how my career goes, regardless of what happens, I can own the fact that I've made it into that bracket of being a professional footballer.
What was it? It's 0.1% of people in academies that make it. I made a mistake earlier in one of my videos saying that was 0.1% of the country, but it's actually 0.1% of
Just
academy players actually making it into professional football.
Yeah.
And you're in that 0.1%.
literally, and
We weren't even in an academy, so your story is even more rare than it gets.
yeah, so like a lot of people go through the academy system and either get released when it's time to get a pro, or some of them do get pros, obviously, but to even be in that category alone, it was a massive thing.
No, definitely.
And then the way that I found out, it was so spontaneous that for me, it was like, I didn't even have time to soak it in. Yeah. So I was just mad happy, obviously.
What was the family like as well when you brought that news back home?
Gassed, man.
They must have been.
Proper gas. Like, I remember going home, telling my mum, calling all my cousins and that, like, yo, like, everyone's just happy, innit? And then, obviously, I had an agent at the time.
Nice.
And obviously, he called me and said, yeah, like, I'm going to pick you up at this time tomorrow. You're going to go do your medical and that. And I'm thinking, yo, like, do you know what I mean? And it's funny because I remember when, I won't say the figure, but I remember, obviously, at the time, I was on like stupid money. I was on like £50 a week playing non-league football, 18 years old, thinking this is it. Like,
wow, wait,
me and my friends, you know what we used to do? We used to wait at the cash point every Thursday because that's where we get paid.
Yeah.
So we could go splash it at a bagel. So that's how.
What, bagel cake, bro?
Yeah, bro. That's what that money was for. Because obviously I was doing an apprenticeship and stuff, so I was getting paid. It's not like I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
But that £50 to play football was like, yo.
That was like the treat, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I'm going bagel kid. I'm spending this whole £50.
I heard it.
So then when I've gone to sign my pro and I've looked at the number of the amount that I'll be getting, I was like, huh? Because this is not
it's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, like
when you obviously we're not going to talk about the figure, but like, what's your first thoughts? What are you thinking to yourself when you see that figure? Are you thinking, yeah, okay, cool, it's time to get some drip, it's time to do, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing everyone thinks, especially when you come from the ends, and you come from the places that we come from. Like, I think that's the first thing that I'm gonna go shopping. Yeah. I'm gonna go grab some drip. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't really think of anything else.
No.
The two things that people think of is their license.
Okay, cool.
Like getting a license, you can get a car, and then drip, bro.
That's it.
What else are you spending money on at that age, really and truly?
Yeah, sure, you're young. You know what I mean? And you ain't got kids as well, so you're responsible.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was lit. But then, Yeah, man. Without waffling, it's been an up and down journey since then. Obviously, had a great time there. Played with some amazing players.
Of course, no, but we're not going to say we're out of Reading, man. Talk me. So you're playing for Reading now. What is the talent like there? Like, talk to me. What are the players there that you're watching at training and just thinking, no chance? Like, this guy's clear. This guy's just head and shoulders above everyone else.
It's unbelievable, man. Especially because the crop of players that I was around at the time, and obviously, a lot of times you train with the first team quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it's like I trained with the first team, and I'm seeing the type of players that were there.
What's the gap like between from the first team to were you under 18s or?
I was under 23s at the time.
Under 23s. What's the gap like between first team and under 23s? Because I heard stories about under 23s and first teams playing each other.
Yeah.
And under 23s sometimes even. I think that happened. Did that happen with Chelsea once?
Yeah.
Yeah, like under 23s smoked the first team. It's like, so, like, talk to me.
Do you know what it is? It's not really necessarily a massive gap in quality.
Okay.
It's just a matter of consistency. So the difference between a lot of first team players and the reason why a lot of people don't make it to the first team is because they're doing the basics well 10 times out of 10. Whereas as an academy boy or under 23s or a younger player, you'll do the basics maybe 6 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But then you'll do one amazing thing and you'll think that'll outdo it. Whereas to play at the top level, you need to be able to consistently do the right things, make the right decisions. And that's where you see the difference, and that's where you see the difference in quality. So especially coming from non-league, it's also an experience that I've had in it. So obviously it should be something that I'm a bit more like willing to do. But I think one player that I always say whenever I talk to anyone is Charlie Adam. Like,
From Stoke?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Like, a lot of people just don't understand. Like, I remember when I went there, and again, like you said, look at your reaction. That was mine. Like,
but like, Charlie Adams is like,
just in terms of like the career that he's had, because you got to remember, coming up, these are the guys that you want to have careers like. You may not look at him and think he's the best player out there.
No, but
you may not look at him like a Vinicius Junior, but there's a reason why he's played at that level for such a long period of time.
Is he still playing so now?
I'm not too sure where he's playing now, if he's playing, but
yeah. Charlie Adams, I think Charlie, I know he played at Liverpool, played in Stoke.
But this is what I'm saying. So you're saying that, and you're saying, "Oh, Charlie, bro." When I'm training with him, because there was even times he came down to the under 23s to train with us, or if we got to the first team.
Yeah.
So I'm training with him.
And
I remember the first session. This is my first ever session with the first team.
Yeah.
And the players came to me as a joke. I was like, "Go press him. Go press Charlie Adam. You'll get off him. You'll get off him." Because at this point, he's at like the twilight of his career. I'm trying to press him. I'm not getting anywhere near him. I'm chasing shadows.
Wow.
And it's like people.
But he ain't even pacey. So like, how is he getting away?
Because he's a step ahead in the brain. Like, he's so good. So it's like you're trying to get close to him, and he's already 2 steps ahead of you. So before he's even got the ball, he already knows what he's doing. So 9 times out of 10, he's slapping it bins, or he's picking out a mad pass. And that's why I'm saying the quality is. That's why I'm realizing, like, that's why I say it to this day. Anyone that's in the Prem or the Champ, you can't really say they're not good.
You can't.
Like, you know, people go, "Oh, Maguire's dead. Maguire's dead." If Maguire was to come to a goal session, he'll outshow everyone.
Like, kill everyone.
Like, there's a reason why these players are there,
and it's not by accident.
Not at all.
Bro.
Obviously, there's things that come into it, but
obviously there's still politics, bro. This is going back to like one of the early episodes we done. They cooked me for it, yeah, but I said I swear I had like 10 goals in League One. I said League One. Was it Championship? Fuck, you know. Am I mad for that?
yeah. You don't even kick, bro.
I pay like
no, but bro, there's strikers that train day in, day out that are in League One right now that are not getting 10 goals. So what makes you think you're going to just walk in that league, rock up and get 10 goals?
Belief in it.
Bro.
Like little self-esteem.
But there's got to be some form of work. It's like going to the gym. You don't just go into the gym and squat 100 kg. No matter how much belief you have, there's technique to it. There's repetition to it. There's practice to it. It's the same thing. You can't just go into an environment where the level is so high. It may not look high to you. This is my point.
Wait, what about one goal?
No, I'm not going to be like, you can't score a goal. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But when people say stuff like, I can go League One and score 10 goals, it's not that simple, bro.
So you're saying that for League. So Championship, I'm just taking the piss.
Yeah, you're taking them.
Like, absolutely disrespectful.
A lot of people will tell you that Championship's probably harder than the Prem. Not better, harder. Because you've got the perfect balance. Because Prem is like creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Like the best players from all over the world. The quality and the talent is insane. But with the champ, you've got the balance of good quality players from all over, and the intensity is crazy. Like, it's crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even like, obviously I didn't specifically play in the champ, but even training with champ players, being around champ players, like the intensity of training sessions and stuff, let alone playing games, is crazy, bro.
When you were at Reading, what season was that? Were they in the champ?
They was in the champ.
Mad.
They was in the champ. So that's what I'm saying. The players that were there, like, mental, bro. Like, sometimes, I remember when I was on trial, I had a headache for my whole trial.
Headache?
Just from fatigue.
No.
Yeah, bro.
As in, like, you didn't have a headache before the game?
As in, like, I went in to train, obviously. I went in for 2 weeks. Throughout the whole 2 weeks, I was trying to drink water. I was trying to do everything. I was trying to sleep as soon as I got home. Bro, I just constantly had headaches. Just because I couldn't handle the fitness requirements.
So let's talk about the fitness requirements, yeah. What's the fitness side like when it comes to training? What's that like in football? So like, you obviously break down what your weeks are like in terms of the sessions that you're going to, because I'm sure you're gonna have. They train they do match condition training, right? So like you would train for a game, but it'd be match conditions. Like, everyone needs to be intense. But then outside of that, like your fitnesses and stuff like that, are they making you run up and down the pitch? Are you doing that 10 times or like just give me a brief overview, just something.
I mean, obviously then, like, you're training every single day, so it's like you don't do as much outside of training, but the training sessions are very specific. Like, even now, because even at step 2, step 1, all the way up, like even the level I'm playing at now, it's like it's so much more serious. So everything is crazy. Like, the amount you're going through, because remember, you're playing like, some play like 50 games a season.
That's crazy as well, isn't it?
With so much training in between. And it's like some teams train 2 times a week, some teams train every day.
Every day?
Yeah, like obviously like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, Friday. Do you know what I mean? So it's like depending on the club you're at.
Even with the schedules?
Yeah.
Mad.
And obviously you fit it around games and stuff. So it's like nowadays, even at these levels, it's like, bro, the intensity is crazy. And what you're having to get through is crazy. And what you do off the pitch is so important. Whereas before you could maybe get away with it a bit. But now it's like the level's so high. And the fitness required it's mental, bro.
Run me through a training program then. Let me hear something.
So in terms of training, it's just, it depends on like stuff like who you're playing or what you're doing. But training, you'll do stuff like maybe a passing drill, maybe boxes. You don't really do much running in that through the season.
Okay.
Don't really do that much running. At some clubs, you'll have like gym. So you actually go to the gym and do certain things. I didn't necessarily do that at the club I was at, but we train, do like keep balls and stuff, or do like passing drills, we do possessions, we do patterns. But a lot of the fitness was disguised running. So it'd be like 3v1s, 2v1s, stuff like that, defense versus attack. And it's like, it's just constantly going at it. And before you know it, because obviously a lot of people have like GPS vests.
Yeah.
So you see how much you've covered and stuff like that. So some sessions you'll be doing like 5K a session. Some sessions you'll be doing like 8, 9K.
Mad.
And then obviously on game day, it's the same thing. So it's like in a game, like this season on average, I was probably doing like at least 10, 11K a game.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
What are you like at the end of that 10, 11K? What's your body like? Are you fatigued? Are you destroyed?
I think it depends on the game. So sometimes you might run a long distance, but it's very much spread out.
Okay.
So the body's all right. However, when it's a game where you're constantly at it, like some games where I've been playing right back, for instance, and it's just constant up and down. Bro, by the time that game's done, I'm knackered, bro. Like even before the game's done, I'm thinking, ref, how long?
So you got ice your knees.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that.
bro, it's peak, bro. Ice bath, everything. So it just depends on the type of game that I'm playing.
Do you ever like come up against an attacker and you're just thinking, long day? Like the battle's already like meant. I'm not saying you lost it before it's begun, but you just thought, you know what, yeah, long day.
Honestly, no. And that's not because I don't think any attacker's good or anything like that. It's just because of what you said, mentality. I feel like if I go into a game thinking that I'm done here or I'm in trouble here, I've already lost.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if I know how good you're, like for instance, this season, like there's quite a few attackers that I come up against that people be like, oh yeah, like he's that. But it's like, I don't care because it's 90 minutes of football.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what you was doing every game up until now. It doesn't matter what you're going to do after. For that 90 minutes, it's me versus you.
Oof.
And only one of us can come out on top.
Oh, yeah. Talk that shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Do you know what I mean, though? So,
yeah.
And that's the mentality side of it, innit? You got to know what you're getting into, especially with a sport like football. You can't go in thinking because he's good that, you know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, when you actually play, you start to realize, hey, I've got something here.
Yeah.
And that's when you start to thrive. You know what I mean? So, honestly, never.
What about verbal then? What's the verbal like? I'm definitely sure these guys are giving you verbal. Because attackers, they're normally like, they got the most of you. Troydini, Vardy, like, that's just off the rip. These guys are menaces. Diego Costa. Imagine having verbal with Diego Costa. So, like, what's the verbal like with some of these attackers, and are you giving it back?
Bro, at any level, you get attackers that have got verbal.
Mad verbal.
All the way down. Like, obviously, yeah, I've had a few. I used to be on the chattings. Like, I used to give the chattings a lot.
Yeah.
Because it used to help me. I think nowadays, I'm more just, I'll show you on the pitch.
Nice. That's like growth, innit? Maturity.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I feel like back in the day, it was more like, oh yeah, you're on the chattings. Let's see who can talk more.
Yeah.
But let our feet do the talking. So I've had games where the attacker's trying it, like first header, you don't want that.
No.
Or I'll get the ball, be like, you don't really want it though. Or like just little chattings in it, but it's like by the end of the game, you've been subbed or, you know, come out on top.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you have to shake my hand and say, well done, innit?
That's it, yeah.
And that's what matters to me, innit? So I'm not really on the chattings, but I get a lot of verbal.
You know, listen, you're my guy. So when I'm asking this question, it's just for like the stories, but have you come up against someone that's given you the baptism of fire? That's just laid you out?
I give 2. So one from like just even like training back in the day and stuff.
Yeah.
So one used to skin me like every day in training.
What's his, yeah.
Made me better was Michael Elise.
You trained with Michael Elise?
At the time I was at Reading, he was there, innit?
Nice.
So that's how I say I don't like name dropping, but I've experienced it, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, like
what did he do? Like, was he like?
He used to do this one thing all the time. He does it to this day. He does like a fake shot and a ball roll. It's like you can't really stop it because it's like as a defender, you're either trying to block the shot or you have to guess that he's going to do that. But if he doesn't do it and he shoots and he scores, you're like an idiot. If you go for the block shot and he does you either way.
Yeah.
And he used to do that to me like every day.
Wow.
Like, whenever he trained with us, because he was with the first team at the time, but he still came 23s quite a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously when we'd go up. So whenever I'd play against him, I always remember that. Like I tell people all the time, like even then I used to come to the end and say, this guy's going to be unreal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't even on like a glaze and stuff. Like I just give credit where it's due.
What was he like as well on a level, just on a human level?
On the pitch, amazing. And one thing about him is that he actually puts in the work. So he'll do the afters. Like he'll be doing bits after training.
Yeah.
He'll be doing shooting. He'll be doing free kicks. He'll be doing dribbling. He'll be doing that stuff.
He loves it.
So
yeah.
He's good at what he does and he practices his craft. And off the pitch, a lot of people don't understand. He's actually mad cool. Like mad cool. Like very, very cool. Very humble guy. Like he's just cool. He's just himself.
Yeah.
Like he's confident in himself. I remember when in 23s we played United, because obviously it was PL2. Played United and Taif Chong.
Wow, Chongy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the big hair, yeah.
Absolutely.
We say mental.
Yeah. He basically, so like I was playing centre back and then obviously he was playing left wing. So it was me as centre back and then our right back.
Yeah.
He's done both of us at the same time.
Crazy.
And he scored the winning goal.
Oh.
But the whole game, he was just like unbelievable. Like, and obviously at that time, these are the type of players and the type of teams that I was playing against. So even that side of it was inexperienced.
From when someone's on the pitch, yeah, it's obviously 11v11. After everyone's taken a touch on the ball, can you usually tell when someone's very good at football?
I think it depends. It's
Okay.
it's techie because it's like, obviously before a game, you're never going to know because you see man that they look unbelievable and they're crap.
Yeah.
But then you see man that look crap and they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think you sort of know from like first 5 to 10 minutes, like depending on what they've done in the first 5 to 10 minutes, you'll kind of know, okay, this guy's serious.
This guy's levels, yeah.
Like there's a couple times you've come up against players and you just know straight away, like player. Like, and obviously, in team talks and stuff or analysis and stuff, like, you'll get told about certain players beforehand.
Yeah.
So like I said, sometimes you'll come against a player who's been spoken about, he doesn't do anything. But then someone else will just run the show. So it's like, I think you can tell. I think it just takes a bit of time. I think I always say like first 5 to 10, you kind of be able to tell if someone's proper good or not. Yeah.
Again, just going back to step 2 again, would you say there's someone in your team or someone that you've played with that you're absolutely shocked that they don't get the flowers they deserve, or they don't get, how are they not spoken about more?
The player that I'd say, because obviously I was at Slough beginning of the season. And
Slough?
Yeah, and I've got to say, my boy Slavi, man. Slavi Spazov, he's a striker.
Okay.
I think he's 22. He was at Oxford.
Okay.
Very, very good player.
Yeah.
Very good striker. Like, unbelievable. Can do everything. Like,
Left
can
foot,
hold
right
it
foot.
up. Left foot, right foot. He's not the fastest, but he can run. And he's very technical. He reminds me of like, because he's not obviously English, but he reminds me of like a Harry Kane.
Wow.
Like, he's a 9 that can come into the 10.
Mad.
And get things going. Do you know what I mean? Like, I rate him very high, and I think that he's going to have a very good career.
Did you feel like the amount of goals a striker scores correlates to how good of a player they are?
Not necessarily. I think because so many things come into it. Like the team that they're playing in, they could be in a bad team where they don't get many chances. Like, for instance, people talk about even at the Prem, like Haaland, for instance. Yeah, bro, that guy gets all the service you can imagine. He can afford to miss 2-3 chances a game, knowing he's going to get another one, and he'll probably still score. Whereas the lower you go, and especially depending on the team that you play for, you don't get as much service. And the service might not be of the same quality. I think it depends. Obviously, the game that we're in nowadays, stats seems to rule everything.
Yeah,
I'm more of an eye test person personally.
Yeah.
Because you can look at a player and know that he's good and he can be a good player, but he may not be doing the numbers, but it doesn't mean he's not a good player.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays it's run by stats. So I don't think that stats determine whether someone's good or not.
Just off the eye test, this is so silly, but I just want to hear it out loud. Michael Elise or Bukayo Saka, who's better?
Being biased because of the type of players that I like, I'd say Michael Elise. But on a realistic note, like at the moment, especially for what Saka's doing, you can't deny it. Like, even to the eye, like, he's doing amazing, bro.
So you say Bukayo Saka then, yeah?
Yeah, you have to.
But is that based off the eye test or what you see, or?
It is based off the eye test, because that's why I said it sounds silly, because bias for me, I'd say Michael Elise, not just because of my past, like playing with him. I'm talking about like looking. That's the type of player I like. He's very jinky. You know, like the way he moves, stuff like that.
It's just,
But with Saka, like, it's not the most appealing. But eye test is still what a man can do on the pitch, and like he does it consistently, week in, week out. You can't deny that. So you have to say Saka.
Obviously, I'm not a Saka here. I just think there's a level of glaze. I've seen it like now, because I think the goal against Real Madrid.
Not recently. Even the goal, bro. Like, I used to be the same. Like, I used to think, bro, why is everyone glazing Saka like this? When you actually deep that, first of all, he's been doing it for a consistent amount of seasons at the highest level you can do it. There was a season where him and Smith Rowe were carrying Arsenal at such a young age. They were actually carrying Arsenal. And now, if I'm being honest, I think he's stepping into that world-class bracket.
Who, Saka?
Yeah. Because how many wingers in the world would you say are better than Saka right now? Not many. You say maybe Salah and Vinicius, if that.
Lamine Yamal? No, you're not going to debate Lamine Yamal over Saka.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be mad at either. Like, if someone said,
Yamal is better than Bukayo Saka. No, I'm not even going to let that one run.
But then you say that, and this is not to take, because I think he's unbelievable.
Lamine Yamal, bro.
I think he's unbelievable.
No, wait, Lamine Yamal over Saka is...
Yeah, but that's like, okay, I'll give you another one,
Yeah.
For instance, I think Jamal Musiala is better than Jude Bellingham. And I've been saying this forever.
Yeah.
But because Jude Bellingham was the best player in the world, last season he was.
Was he?
Hands down, bro.
Best player in the world.
His first season in Madrid, and he had 20 plus goals.
And Champions League.
I think Jamal Musiala is better than Jude Bellingham.
That's not a mad take, though.
But I wouldn't be mad if someone came to me and said Jude Bellingham's better. It's the same thing with Lamine Yamal and Saka.
I don't know, based on what, I feel like unless you're an Arsenal fan.
It's like, for instance, Bruno Fernandes and Odegaard. Bruno Fernandes is better than Odegaard.
I don't think so. Sorry, Bruno Fernandes is better than Odegaard. Yeah, I thought you were going to say the other way around.
Bruno Fernandes is better than Odegaard. Odegaard just looks better on the eye.
And that's
he looks very good.
And that's just with the ball at his feet. I think like if you talk about shooting, I think Bruno's passing is peak.
It's unbelievable, bro.
Like some of them long balls, that he sprays out. And you talk about the quality, obviously you play. So it's like to do it on them sort of stages consistently. Like he can really find the man from his half. The last player I can remember that could do that properly is like Pogba. Pogba's a good long passer. Who's your favorite player growing up?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
And
I had the shirt, everything. You know the AIG shirt with
heritage.
Ronaldo on the back. I had every single pair of Mercs.
Really?
Yeah, like I remember the. Do you remember them red and silver vapors that he had?
Yeah, I was talking about with United.
Yeah.
I
had those. I had the Safari ones.
Because he had one. Because he had a lot of like
the Galaxies.
The Galaxies. That was at Real Madrid,
bro. I believe so. He had a pair of blue and green ones as well. They were blue with the green tick at United. Bro, I had all of them.
He made Mercurial like the dog's bollocks. He took it to a whole new level.
I don't know how I got there with Ronaldo though, because I'm a centre back. But
no, but like, come on, man. It's like
growing up, that was my players.
Which centre back do you look up to right now? Well, not even look up to, but centre back that you tip your hat off to the most.
My top two would be Virgil van Dijk and Saliba. My absolute favourite right now though is Saliba. Like that's who I look at.
Rolls Royce, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's someone that I can't hate on. He looks like what Van Dijk would have been if he joined the Prem a lot more earlier in his career. He scored a goal with Celtic where he ran from his own half, just rolled, like basically laced.
Do you know who else I watched that?
Who?
That a lot of people would be like, Timber.
During Timber?
Because I play fullback as well.
Yeah.
I watch Timber a lot. I think he's quality.
Really?
Yeah, I watch him a lot.
I think he's meaty.
Nah. Timber is unbelievable, bro. Because he can play anywhere in the back four, he can play in the middle, and he's very good. I don't think it's because he's been injured and stuff since he's been at Arsenal.
And he played so many games, so he probably played in different stadiums too, right? So let's kick off with what's the biggest stadium you played in?
I think the most people I've probably played in front of is maybe like 10, 15,000.
Yeah?
Something around that.
And where was it?
Can't remember, honestly.
Yeah?
I actually can't.
Do you remember what the atmosphere was like?
I think in general, playing in stadiums and playing in front of so many fans, it's something that you can't even put into words because it's like you step in and obviously you're warming up and there's just so much going on. Like you hear chants, you hear like, you know, some people play the drums and that.
Yeah.
All of this stuff, and it's like, for me, it's like, it gets so loud to the point where it's like, you almost can't hear it. So it's like, when I'm playing, I absolutely zone out.
Can you hear your teammates through that noise?
Yeah, naturally, because you're on the pitch, innit? But like, you just have to zone out because it's so much and it can be so overwhelming. Like, very, very overwhelming. Like, to the point where you can actually go in your shell if you're not careful.
Damn.
Yeah, like, it's a lot. But it's an amazing experience.
Do you hear like them like cussing you out if they are?
Yeah, you hear a lot in it. Like you hear the good, you hear the bad, and that's why I say you have to learn how to zone out. Like for me, it's something that I'm just good at. And once the game starts, I just block out everything.
But you can't, but you can hear your teammates.
Yeah, obviously, like it's selective hearing, really and truly. Yeah. Like, because if you listen to everything, you're mad. You're mad. Like literally, one move say you're so good, then one move say you're crap.
Mad.
Like, do you get what I mean? So. Yeah, man.
What about the smaller grounds then, where it's like a lot more tighter? You know, the stands are basically like everyone's standing mostly, and yeah, I mean maybe the pitch might not be the greatest of all qualities, but in terms of atmosphere, you can basically feel everyone breathing around you. What's that like? What's a smaller ground?
Bro, it's the same thing. If anything, it's just as much because of the fact that it's like it's so compact, and especially like nowadays, like. You still get loads of fans. Like this season, we've played in front of like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Do you know what I mean? So it's like all of those people.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, you're just hearing so many different things. Like you're hearing the drums, like you're seeing flags, you're seeing signs, like you're hearing screams, you're hearing chants. Like it's crazy, bro. Like it's such like, that's why I said it's an atmosphere that you can't put into words. It's like You know when people talk about like music concerts and stuff?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like that. It's like you just walk into the stadium and it's like everything's just going off.
Yeah.
Like you can literally hear everything. It's amplified. It's football is something else.
Do the home fans ever like cuss you guys out?
I've had it in doses in terms of experiencing it, but not much because clubs that I've been at, to be fair, the fans are legends.
Solid, yeah.
Like, they're very solid, so through thick and thin. But you've had the odd few that will like just talk rubbish.
What are they saying though?
Depends on the situation. Like sometimes you just lose a game and you haven't played well. It's like some overdo it. Like, do you even want to play for the club? This and that. You're getting paid to do what? All of this stuff.
Nah.
And then sometimes it gets extreme, like where they're proper telling. Not me personally, I haven't experienced, but I've seen it with teammates and stuff. They're like, get out of the club. We don't want you. Like stuff like that. And it's like, bro.
That's Pete. Have you ever played a game, that you were at halftime 3-0 down?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you remember what the conversation was like in that 15 minutes at halftime? What was the gaffer saying?
Got a battering, innit?
I swear.
Yeah.
Because the reason why, because I feel like for a lot of people that just watch football on TV, that 15 minutes at halftime, everyone just gets on with their own lives. No one's even thinking. I mean, your team could be down and you feel the emotion of it, but no one's actually thinking, I wonder what they're saying in the dressing room. Is it always a dressing down? Is it always like your manager swearing? Or are there times where the manager, even though 3-0 down, he said we can get back into this?
I've had different experiences. I've had both ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
So I've had a manager come in and very calm, very relaxed.
3-0 down.
Yeah, like speaking to us, telling us certain tactics, telling us certain things. But I've also been on the other end where it's like gotten peaked to the point where like manager and players are trying to scrap in that.
Mad.
Like, bro, the change room, what can happen in those 15 minutes is unheard of, bro. Like, I remember one time I was losing 3, I think it was 2-0, 3-0, and the gaffers come in, like, just kicking all the water bottles, throwing over, like, flipping over the table, and then him and one of the players have obviously gone to scrap, and, like, it's been broken up. Players all thinking he's coming off, he's taking off his boots and that. But then he plays the second half, and he plays amazingly as well. And I think we even, I'm not sure what the result was at the end, but it's like, bro, you have some crazy experiences in the change room, bro. So
then what about on the other end of the spectrum when like they're being calm and that, like imagine you're 3-0 down. When you're 3-0 down, what's your emotion like? Is it depends on what kind of 3-0 it is as well?
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, yeah, you're just getting outplayed, bro.
It's getting destroyed.
And obviously you still got out of the belief and stuff, but it's like, you have to give credit where it's due.
Sometimes you can't do nothing.
But sometimes it's like, bro, what do you mean we're 3-0 down? Like your head's gone, your head's flying. Like you walk in the change room, like, bro, what's the point of this? Or, like you could be really down in it. So I think that 15 minutes and what happens in that 15 minutes at any level is so crucial.
How badly does a red card impact a game? You know,
Massively. Funnily, I'm thinking about it because I got a red card this season and I saw how it affected the game massively. So I was playing away at Salisbury and this was early doors, like I say like first 15, 20 minutes. I've gotten a red, last man. It wasn't intentional, but obviously I've gotten a red in it. Come off, obviously I'm playing centre half.
Yeah.
And obviously we lost 1-0 and it was a pen in it. So
a penalty?
Yeah. And obviously it was a pen that I gave away. So obviously we lost 1-0. That was the only goal scored of the game. Yeah. And like from that point onwards, everything has changed because now I'm a centre half that's come off. It's like a player had to come off to be able to shift things around in a different position, to be able to fill into the spot that I've now left. You're obviously a man down, we're away as well.
It's killing you.
So it's like you've gone from going into a game 50-50 and it's like now it's like you're just chasing shadows. Like because now they're 1-0 up, they've just got a low block. They're just keeping the ball. If they have the opportunity to score, they'll try, but they don't need to force it. It's like my team's now chasing the game.
And the other team is disciplined enough to just know, look, we can protect this.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, that doesn't happen like that all the time, but that game specifically, obviously, yeah. And red cards in general just like makes a massive difference, innit? Because especially depending on the position, because you're a man down.
Have you ever seen a manager make a tactical decision and you thought, wow, how the hell did that work?
Yeah.
Really?
Happens a lot.
Because you're like, more time I look at managers like, yeah, I know they make decisions and whatnot with subs, with subs, but in terms of the genius coming forward, like I'm always like, okay, like what did he really make a? Yeah, so you tell me like, like give me things that managers usually tend to do to just sort of like switch the game up.
You see some crazy things, like for instance, like you might see a lot of the time things happen like maybe a winger will get put fullback or a whole formation change. So like you could be playing like a 4-4-2 and then you go to like a, I don't know, like 3-1-5-2. Something like that.
Just basically throwing the kitchen sink.
3-1-4-2, sorry, like something like
up top, like.
But it's like stuff like that, and then you see the result of the game and you see the difference in the way the game is played. You're like, how did you know that?
Yeah.
Or you might bring a certain player on that everyone's looking at like, why are you bringing him on? But then he comes and does a madness. Or you bring him on in a position that he's not.
Yeah.
So you might put like a centre mid up top, for instance. Like stuff like that. And it's like, what is your thinking behind that? But then he goes and bags two.
Mad.
So manager's a manager, innit? Like they obviously have some sort of understanding of the game that we don't, hence why we play. True. Do you know what I mean? Like they see stuff that we don't, they see how the game's going, and good managers know how to adjust, innit? So
is there any time that you played against an opponent and they're speaking a foreign language and you're just like, I have no idea what these guys are saying?
Yeah, so there was a time that played in pre-season in Spain.
Mad.
And I can't remember who we played, but it was a team in Liga. We played like a pre-season friendly, and it's like, number one, we're getting bopped.
Really?
Yeah, because the level was just
different.
Remember, that's all them man do, innit? It's like, secondly, obviously speaking Spanish, innit? So it's like,
Espanol.
So it's like, brother, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what's going on. So you're saying, hey, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, because it's like,
aquí, por favor, pass the ball.
Yeah, bro, like you're saying stuff. It's like, I don't know what you're actually saying. I don't know what you're trying to do. So I could be moving in a certain direction, thinking you're going there, you go the complete other way.
Okay, would you say there's like a clear distinction between the levels across Europe, between all the countries? So England, France, Italy, like where you've played and that as well. Like, do you feel like the quality that you come across from other countries is like, yeah, okay, cool, different?
Yeah, I think naturally, like a lot of people say that England are behind in terms of just overall quality. Like when you see foreign players or even foreign players come over or whatever it may be, like you see that there's a quality shift. There's actually a quality difference when you play against foreign teams. Like I think the only difference would be that it's hard because in general, but then there's some instincts. Like for instance, there's not really like a non-league in other like certain countries, like Germany, for instance, stuff like that. So the quality of players over here would be better. But in terms of the standard of football, like a lot of people say that England's behind. If that makes
crazy.
sense.
No, I've never seen it.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
That's a good description there. Obviously, you're playing for Santan FC?
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, what's the quality like on that team? I know it's called Ballers League. I know these aren't...
Oh, how was Ballers League basically?
Yeah, how was Ballers League? What's the quality like?
Yeah, so obviously I went in last week as a wild card.
Nice. Big drip. Come on, man. Like, say it with some vim. Yeah, I mean, bro. You went in as a wild card?
Yeah, I went in as a wild card. And
actually, do you know what? Yeah, explain to them what a wild card is, because some people might not even be following.
So a wild card is basically where every week, every Monday is the game days, isn't it?
Yeah.
So on that day, you can bring in 2 players.
Yeah.
So like obviously they did the whole like drafting system. They've got their signed players and whatnot. But every week you can bring in a player as a wild card. You can bring in 2 of them.
Yeah.
It could be anyone.
Yeah.
So for instance, I think someone brought in like Julian Lescott.
Crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so obviously I went in as a wild card last week, and it was a good experience, man. Like I said, the same thing. Like it was in a Copper Box Arena.
Nice.
And bro, it feels like you're playing in a stadium because obviously there's so many people there.
Big crowd.
There's so many big names there. You know, like it's a great experience. It's a great atmosphere. I think in terms of the standard, I said it before, I think maybe it's a bit overhyped in terms of the quality. But that could be because, for instance, like when us lot go goals in the off-season, like the players that I'm playing with, off-season ball and stuff like that, is crazy high. Yeah. So that might tie into it. But overall, it was a really good experience. Obviously, it's good exposure, it's good coverage.
Very good exposure, man.
You know, life's about experiences, isn't it? So like to even say that I've been on it, even if that's the only time. Whatever happens in the future is down to God. But you know, just to have experienced it, it was good, man. It was nice.
I wanted to really just touch on how important faith has been for you in regards to your journey. You know, how important has Christianity, obviously you're a Christian. Yeah. So, I mean, how important has your faith brought you into this direction, to this position that you're in?
Jesus Christ has changed my life.
Come on.
And he's also changed the trajectory of my career. So like, obviously from I got released, I've always been trying to get back into the door of obviously just football. And, you know, like I realized that I was idolizing it in terms of my career. Like it was my career over everything. And in me trying to do all of these things on my own strength, like it's like I almost had near success syndrome. So it's like I kept getting to the door starts to open, then for some reason it closes. Yeah. And the closer that I've gotten to God, the more seriously I've taken God, I've seen my career change. Yeah. Like, I'd say especially after last year, obviously I was playing Alcohol Short and I was playing Step 3, but something just changed. Like the way I was playing, the favour I was receiving, the amount of exposure I was getting. And it's been the same thing this season, like playing in Step 2, like it's been exactly the same. Like just the hand of God and the light of God. It's like I'm able to express myself. I feel free. Yeah. I'm playing better. Yeah. And like you can just see things working in a way that you'd never be able to understand or comprehend. So I definitely think that faith is important. I think that understanding that without God, none of this is possible. So that's why even when we talk about certain things, and I'm grateful to have experienced things and I'm grateful to have achieved certain things, but I also know that I just want to stay at a level where I understand where I've come from. Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely important to me, man. I encourage anyone to,
just give your life, find your way.
Find your way.
That was beautiful. Oh, Fiorentina, Bodo Glimts, Europa League quarterfinal game. Fiorentina lost away to Bodo Glimts and they blamed the pitch. They said it was an artificial pitch, yeah? Is there much difference between artificial pitches and, let's say, a 4G pitch or a Premier League pitch? Do you know what I mean, what's the difference in the quality? Or is that just like a sob story?
No, there's definitely a difference between grass and Astro. Yeah. Especially in non-league, like, it's artificial grass, isn't it? So it's like, it's not really realistic, a lot of people would say. Whereas playing on a grass pitch, it's like, it's grass, isn't it? It's what you're used to, the standard of the pitch, like different things, like you know how the ball's going to bounce or you know how to hit it a certain way and all of these things. Whereas on different types of pitches, it's not really the same. Yeah. And it's a lot on the legs as well. So like artificial pitches like Astro and stuff, it's a lot heavier on the legs. That's why a lot more people get injured. Oh. A lot of people get injured through playing on a lot of Astro Turf in comparison to playing on grass because it's unnatural to the body as well. You know what I mean?
Wow. Hey, my kneecaps always get smoked at the end of every goal session.
But that's what I'm saying. So like even like at goals and stuff, you're not really meant to wear boots. You can wear boots. And that's what I'm saying. Like on match day, a lot of people wear boots, obviously on Astro Turf and stuff like that. But whereas when you're playing on grass, you wear boots as well. But the difference is the type of ground. So it's like you're constantly, it's impact. Constant impact.
That's crazy.
With the type of boots that are not really suitable for it. So whereas if you wear Astros, flat trainers and stuff, you know, it's a very big difference.
But like, the grip on the ground is a lot different though with Astros.
I mean, Astro Turfs are for Astros, but because of obviously the fact that whatever you're playing in it, like it's a match. So naturally you can wear boots. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna wear boots. But then, whereas on a grass pitch, you're wearing boots and obviously it's suitable for the pitch. Yeah. Whereas when you're wearing boots on Astro Turf, it's not the most suitable trainers or footwear for the pitch. So naturally, it's like wearing metal studs in the summer.
That makes sense.
You're gonna get injured because it's like they're not suitable for that sort of grass. Soft ground boots like metal studs is for like winter when it's raining, when the ground's soft, when the grass is soft, when it's muddy.
Soft grounds, yeah.
But yeah, it definitely does make a difference.
And the last thing I wanted to touch on was boots, yeah? The quality of boots and the importance of it. So if I go to Sports Direct, I want to, I'm playing goals with my friends. I just want to get me some cheap boots and get myself like I don't know, some £50 materials or £60, whatever. You know the price I'm talking about, right? Is there a big gap between those ones and then the £260 material boots? They're still the same, like they look the same. It's like it could be the new light blue one. You know the one, yeah. It could be the light blue one, but is there a big difference between £260 boots and £50 boots?
Massive gap, bro. Because I even remember, like, we spoke about this before off camera, and it's like, I remember before, like, I signed my first deal and whatnot, or before I even just started getting boots, like, I used to obviously wear like fake boots, like £50 boots. Yeah. And I didn't know the difference until I got my first pair of real boots, like when my agent started to get me boots and stuff. Jeez. And like the difference between like £200 ones, they're real in it, firstly. So it's like the way they're made, the material that they use, everything is different. And they actually look different. Like if you hold a fake pair of boots and a real pair of boots, you can see the differences. Like in the material, in the stitching, in the laces, in the actual molds or studs or whatever it may be. And obviously the feeling's different as well, because obviously the way it feels is going to be different. Like how I found myself when I was wearing fake boots, it was a lot more uncomfortable. It was a lot more like, it just wasn't comfy in it. Like I feel like the inside was very like tough on the feet and stuff. Whereas real boots, it's like, it's more tailored for your feet. It's more comfortable inside, softer, all of these things. So I think there's definitely a massive difference, and it's worth investing in.
All right, man. Well, to the ballers out there, listen, investing in real boots. Obviously, Lex, bro, thank you so much for putting up today, man. You know, do you have anything you want to say to anyone, obviously, that's up and coming in the football world or finding themselves in sports? Do you have any nice little message you want to impart on?
Let go and let God.
Amen.
And same thing, just do it, man. Like, I think perseverance, just keep going. Like a lot of people, it sounds cliche, but it's something that a lot of people don't do. Yeah. I think it's easy to give up. Absolutely. It's easy to stop trying. It's easy to make excuses. Absolutely. But when you look at people that make it, and this is not just for football, this is for life. Like whether you be in the gym, whether you be doing business, whatever you're doing, just don't stop. Because 9 times out of 10, the moment you stop is when it's actually about to go off. Literally. And a lot of people, especially in football, when I look at people that are at the top level and that have had good careers, got good careers, etc., they just didn't stop when everyone else did. Yeah. And sometimes that's all it is. So my advice would, just keep going. Yeah, man. Keep going.
But Lex, come on, man. That's the Paintalks Podcast. Guys, we go again next week. Thank you.